Marcus Spanevelo was arrested on Friday, April 1st by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and also by the Tennessee Highway Patrol. He's being held on 3 charges related to the Cassie Carlie case. Cassie Carlie was a 37-year-old mom to a little girl named Sailor, who's 4 years old. Marcus is Cassie's ex and also Sailor's father. Cassie's body was found on Saturday evening on April 2nd in Spanevelo, Alabama, where she was found in a shallow grave in a barn. It was almost a week after she went missing from Navarre, Florida. Now, Marcus and Cassie was supposed to do a custody exchange with their little girl, but that never happened. Now, about the barn, a witness stated that she saw a man coming out of the barn that looked like Marcus, and that was 2 days before Cassie was found, which would have been the Thursday. On Wednesday was when the authorities connected with Marcus and also little Sailor. Marcus is currently charged with tampering with evidence, giving false information concerning a missing person investigation, and destruction of evidence. And it was said that he allegedly took Carlie's cell phone and got rid of it. Now, these charges will be upgraded since Cassie has been found. Marcus was in front of the judge just 2 days ago on Monday, and he didn't waive extradition. He told the judge he wanted to wait. Now, before I talk about this and show you the little clip, notice his odd behavior as the hearing gets started, and he kind of looks down at his cuffs. That was kind of weird to me. Let me know your thoughts below. And he got emotional at one point when he was talking to the judge, and he was talking about Sailor and trying to find, a place for her. Check out the clip with Marcus.
Your Honor, got a fugitive from justice charge taken out by Trooper Cotton with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. The defendant is charged on the oath of a credible person by a judge in the state of Florida. The defendant does have issued warrants for his arrest with full extradition. The defendant was stopped for a traffic violation that occurred on I-65 in Murray County. It's got the whole from Santa Rosa County, Florida, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Spanevelo, are you willing to waive extradition?
Not at this moment.
Okay. Well, they have a...
Some things...
Sir,
there are some things that need to be resolved before I'm willing to go that route.
okay. Well, I'll put you back on the review docket for 13 April, and then we'll meet again to review your status as far as extradition. Okay.
I'm just trying to make sure that my daughter is taken care of with the people that I'm leaving her with.
Okay.
So,
April the 13th, we'll review your extradition status at that time. Under rules and procedure, they have 10 days in which to notify the state of their intent to extradite, and so we'll check it back on April the 13th.
all right.
All right.
Now, it was reported that Cassie's dad, Andrew, last week he filed a petition in Florida to get an emergency custody order of his granddaughter. In the press conference with the authorities after Marcus was arrested, the officer called him a dirtbag. He said that Marcus was totally uncooperative during the entire investigation, and he says since we've been dealing with him, he's been acting like a dirtbag. I don't see that changing. He also said the only words Marcus said out of his mouth was lawyer. And the officer said that the evidence is stacked up against him, or it's looking like it. He says once the autopsy is done and you see the charges filed, you'll understand, but I think we have a great case. I think he's either going to spend the rest of his life in prison or he's going to get the needle, hopefully the needle. Now, texts have been surfacing in recent days between Cassie and Marcus, and it spans a couple of years. And it shows that in Marcus's phone, he had Cassie's name as Miss Nagalot. And he would actually say in some of his texts to stop nagging, which, for the record, she wasn't. But this guy has a pretty interesting history. And there was also, speaking of texts, a text message around 5:40 p.m. on Monday, March 28th, which is the day after Cassie went missing and the same night that Cassie's dad actually reported her missing. And in the text to Cassie's dad, Marcus says that Cassie asked him to drop her off in the middle of nowhere in Destin, Florida, so that she could stay with a friend named Stacy. Cassie's father responds and says, Stacy moved to Alabama a while ago. Cassie would never have you drop her off anywhere. Is her car at your house? And that's where Marcus said that Cassie's car is still at Navarre and he had left with Sailor. But a week and a half before Cassie went missing, on March the 18th, a judge ordered Marcus to pay Cassie $5,920 in legal fees stemming from years of filing motions against Cassie. He just keeps basically slapping her with stuff. He had to pay this within 30 days. Now, notable in my timeline video, there was mention that at the last minute, this location was changed where they were supposed to do the exchange with Sailor. Now, the expenses from this battle, an ongoing battle, was so severe that Cassie actually started a GoFundMe page and her sister helped her. And it claims that Marcus was a master manipulator and an abuser, and we can see a little bit from this history in this case. It says the man was a master at the game of manipulation, and though I could see all the warning signs of an abuser, I believed his excuses and became stuck in his web of narcissistic lies. During my pregnancy, this man's abusive control and manipulation escalated, but having battled infertility in my first marriage, I desperately wanted a family, so I justified his erratic behavior as long as I could. And Cassie's lawyer made a statement in the news about her death and said, everybody in the office is pretty upset about it. We've been dealing with Cassie for quite some time. Very, very wonderful young lady. As far as the lengthy court battle that's been going on, it never got to the point where I felt like something like this would happen. Honestly, this was a shock. Marcus is due back in court on Wednesday, April 13th. I will keep you posted. Check out my previous videos right here. And you can also check out some more videos in the description box below. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. I upload every single week. I love to get into the details. Give this video a like. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.